probably handle the recording. All right, give us 1 sec. Will you let me know, is the audio okay? Can you hear us? Can you hear me, I guess, specifically? Thanks, Wolfgang. I appreciate it. All right. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Hey, Bev. Robert, that was pretty funny. All right. Let's see. Let's do this, you guys. I've never done this before. So this is first call I've ever done on our PBN product. This is on PBN Real Estate. And you guys have, since I literally built this over the last day or two, I haven't done it. Some of you are some of my charter members I know that are here, but I'm excited to share this with the people that weren't part of that early group. And let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Well, first of all, welcome to the call. I don't know how to welcome you to the new year. I know everybody's telling you all the different things you got to do. You got to lose weight. You got to get your business on track. I'm pretty sure you already know all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to tell you any of that. I think you know the answer. You know what you got to do and what you don't have to do. So I grabbed a few pictures off my wife's Facebook because I've been so busy I haven't even posted on mine or created any, and got some of my kids, and that's my son and littlest 2 daughters on the top, and that's all for the crew on the right. And somehow David got out of this picture on the bottom, but that was at Christmas in front of the tree. I don't know about you guys. But man, I got to lose some weight today. I'm just feeling it. I had Mexican with the team at lunch, and I'm just thinking, why did I do that? I should have got a salad. I'm like, it's only January 4th. What am I thinking? Right? So anyway, hey, Happy New Year, Patty. I loved your Christmas card. You know what? I've showed it to it's one of the only ones I still have. I've showed it to so many people because it's such a cool card what you did. Phenomenal. And hey to Wayne as well. Okay, guys, let's just get on to this bad boy, right? First of all, I was talking to Matt Basak the other day, and we were chatting about secrets, right? And I was like, Matt, why does everybody always keep everything hidden away, right? The secrets, the process, what's working, and and then you ice everything with the story and the drama. And I get it, the story and the hype sells, right? I totally get it. But as you ask yourself this, hey Elizabeth, welcome. As you ask yourself this kind of thing, you got to ask yourself: is it because like Apple? I'm one of the suckers that went out and bought the 7. Do they just want to keep you on a buying circuit? And to some extent, the answer is yes, right? It's just the truth. And I'm not knocking any of them. I mean, I release products periodically, etc., right? But how about giving out the dang secret sauce that's actually working and making you money? And what I want to do on the call today is kind of share specifically around our real estate opportunity. What's working? What are secrets per se? I mean, I use the word secret loosely, but matter of fact, Beverly is on this call, and she's one of our charter members. And Beverly, I grabbed a script that you had written that was just so good. Matter of fact, I'm using it today. Kudos to you, by the way. But I want to share some of the secrets behind what's working and what's not working. And, not everything works, right? Let's see. All right. I want to tell you about, in less than 3, I think it was 4 days, so I put 96. I had 3, and I realized it was actually a lie. It took a little over 3 days. We had over 100 emails and calls from prospects wanting to know what the heck we're talking about and see if it could work for them. And I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know about you. If you're a sales superstar, a rock star of selling, a virtual sales machine, then shit, you're thinking 100, God, I'm going to close tons of deals. But in my mind, to really be successful, even though the average professional salesperson closes 1 out of 5, I like to, as of late, I've been using 1 out of 10 or 12. And that's just keeping it real. Matter of fact, we just had a team meeting and said if we average 1 out of 15, we're good. That was at 11 this morning. So you got to have opportunity to kind of get over whatever hurdle you're facing. And I didn't update this screenshot, but this is some of the inbound emails. Can you customize the campaigns? Do you have some time tomorrow to discuss? I'd like more info. I would be very interested in finding out more. These are good emails. You want problems like that, right? Hey, VJ, welcome. So here's an example of one of our email campaigns, you know, with the how many emails we sent, like 1,380. We got 26% open rate. Unfortunately, we had 72 bounce. So we talk about that and how to eliminate or minimize that. And we talk about results, 20% on another one. And when we do this, we get people emailing us like I show you in the pipeline. But it's not the only way. You know, in the real world, one-trick ponies often, I'm sure if I was really smart, I'd have a good slogan, but they often fail, right? Karen, absolutely, go get it done. Good luck to you. So this is one of our pipelines at VoiceDrops. I don't know what it is. It's probably 50, 60K on this one pipeline. And this is the last, 4 days from a retail standpoint. And by retail, when we talk about retail, it's our agency component. We use VoiceDrops Retail as a piece of my company Media Mash, and we use it as kind of like a division. And so, like, we'll use words like VoiceDrops team, when we're calling on prospects and stuff like that. So, but how did we do it, right? It's not that much of a secret. But I like to call it paint by number system. Thinking about, when you have little kids like I do, I have 2 young daughters that really are into coloring by the numbers and, recreating famous art and painting. And I realized the only way I could ever do anything creative is if I could just copy and trace, right? And as I was chatting with a few people in our mastermind group, and a lot of people feel that way, is when you have material that you could dovetail off of and just sort of use, basically steal, right? It's a hell of a lot easier. So whether it's emails or scripts or copy or call to actions, hooks, all that kind of stuff, it's a lot better when you can just sort of use something somebody else already has that's working. So I'm going to try to be as transparent as I can by telling you as much as I can. I don't mind giving everything away on this call because I want you to get the reason it's working for us is probably the simplicity. And I think at the end of the day that a lot of people miss on that when they develop these. I have this one email sequence from Ryan Dice that I implemented, I don't know, a year or 2 ago. It's called The Machine. It's like 20 some odd steps. Simple sometimes is just better, you guys, for me. So to make it easy, we're going to tell you every word and every step of the way, what we're doing, because I think that's what people want. And coming back to this, it's all about a paint by number system that a child, my 7-year-old could master. And that's the concept, is just plugging and playing different things, whether it's spoken words or written words or subject lines or whatever it may be, when you contact. How did I know who to contact? It wasn't ESP, right? We're going to tell you. I'm going to tell you everything on what you need and who you need to target, etc. How to marry emails in our VoiceDrops technology to kind of get the same results we have, because that's what we're doing, right? And it works. Yeah, right? Occam's razor. What happens when they actually call? Holy shit, I got 6 prospects calling me today. Brian, what the heck do I do? Matter of fact, Sean, one of our team, was helping another Brian, one of the members, with the challenge, along the same front. We'll tell you what we say, and honestly, I'll tell you something that blew my mind. I got a slide set up I thought was going to crush it, and when we started saying what I first came up with, literally, it was the fastest hang-up we'd ever gotten. It was horrible. And you live and you learn. And so we do some role play and live training and stuff. And then we talk about what happens after, a customer buys from you. What happens, like Patty, if you sold 3 deals, but now you got to fulfill it and get your money. And those are important parts because we're all in it for the money. And if we don't fulfill it, we're not going to get the money next month. So all important. So when we talk about real estate, I always think of it as this vast untapped wilderness, right, that's out there that most marketers know about. But give me a show of hands. Be honest with me, and I'll be honest with you. I'm going to answer first. So the question is, how many of you have kind of said this? Real estate's a waste of time. There's no money in it. They're all broke. they have no money to spend. If you've been like that or had that attitude, because I have, put a 1 in the email box. If you're crushing it or having some level of success with realtors, put a 2. So a 1 or a 2, if you don't mind. 1 is you think, what the heck? Yeah, all 1s. Oh, Sterling was a 2. Good Sterling. Lots of 1s. Somebody just said that's the view David Sprague promotes as a past agent. Wait a minute, that you can crush it with them or that it's a waste of time? And I don't see your name. It doesn't show on GoToWebinar. Dave's a good friend. Chat with him every now and then. Let's see. All right. Yeah, waste of time, no money in it. And I would have agreed with David. Matter of fact, I'm sure that when David and I have talked about this very thing before, we're in a mastermind together and we chat a couple times a year, for a few days, and then on the phone every now and then. And the reality is, I've probably said the same thing. So, but it is. It's like this vast, untapped wilderness, this market. So with what we're doing, we're focusing on residential. There's a commercial element that's out there that is probably very lucrative that I haven't really tapped into. I have a very good friend of mine, a very close friend, that happens to be a commercial realtor, and it's on my list to pick her brain and figure out how to really go after that market. I haven't done it. I haven't been successful. Yeah, right, Hans? I feel that. So Hans said he hates realtors, which I've been there, man. I mean, I think most of us have. I did some work early on in the niche, and it just didn't fit what they needed. And basically, I got whacked. I got fired pretty fast. But unlike any other niche, save maybe insurance. Insurance might be the only one close. Real estate, there's a hell of a lot of people that are active as a licensee. At least in the U.S., you guys, and I'm just using these stats. You could be anywhere, and I suspect it's the same thing. I'll have to get some Europeans to give us some feedback and Australians. But there's like 2 million active licensees just in the U.S. with 86,000 companies. Somebody told me there was like 1 realtor for every 100 or 200 people, like a crazy amount, right? Yes, Beverly. Yes. So, how much money do these guys make? Or actually, guys is a misnomer. Let's call them gals, right? Let's use our correct words. Most of them are ladies. Average income is about $46K. Not what most of them signed up for. I can tell you that. Most realtors get into the business because they dream about something that we'll talk about on another slide. This is from October of 2016. The top 20% make the big bucks. Top 10% make, almost 200,000 plus. Lots of small-time players. Let's see. All right. Demographics. 65% of them are what they call sales agent. 73% of all licensed realtors specialize on the residential side. Now this is pretty telling, and I knew this, but it helps to see it. According to the National Association of Realtors, this is their stats, the average realtor, typical realtor, is 53-year-old white female homeowner with some college education but not a degree. That's the stereotypical realtor, right? 62% are female, the rest are male. The median age of all realtors, regardless of gender, is 58. They've been in business about 10 years. They've been at their firm about 3 years, and they work about 40 hours a week. So they're working 40 hours a week, making, what do we say, mostly about 40, 45K, but that's not why they got into business. Let's see. Rob Bishop, yes. Tweak or two, but yes. And I'll be, this is going to be a very time-sensitive webinar. I'm not gonna waste your time. I know it's late in the UK. So we talked about income, and we know what they make. We know most of them are independents. They're 86% are independent contractors, so they make decisions about what to spend their money on. That's why that matters to us. What do they spend in advertising? Typically $400 or $500 a month on average. Now there are obviously tons of them that are spending $1,000, $2,000, and even $3,000 or $4,000 a month, but that is the upper echelon. Somebody had a great post in the Q&A a minute ago about realtors on some of the high dollar properties that spend tons and tons of money marketing properties. And I think that is a phenomenal niche to go after. I know one person that's going after those guys and having some success. But typically, in terms of budget to spend, they say $400 or $500, and that's the midpoint. So half of them are spending more. But the fact is, there's just a heck of a lot of realtors, right? A heck of a lot. And what do they want? You know, when you think about it, why are they realtors? What are they in business for? And how many of you agree with me? How many of you agree with me on this? They want leads. Yeah, Sam, I don't know offhand. Sam asked if 62% are women, which gender in real estate makes the most money? I bet women, Sam, but I don't know. 110,000 in Canada, Casey said. Thank you. Yeah, they want Larry. Han said yes, they want leads. Han, I gotta be honest. Larry and Casey kind of got it right. I said the same thing, Hans. I said the exact same thing, and I was completely wrong. Wrong to the point of wasted a lot of marketing and effort because the messaging was off. So, you know, if you don't know the message and you don't know what's going on, you don't know what gets them excited, you know, what catches their attention, kind of like this story this one lady's telling the other lady, right? If you don't have that down, you'll basically twiddle your thumbs and you'll basically get nowhere fast. So, Sunita said it's probably the men who make the most money. I don't know. We got to find that out, right? Let's see. All right. Here's what they want, and right out of the gate, let me give credit where it's due. Larry, W, and Casey were like so fast, they just know it. Maybe you guys have been in the business, but they want new listings. That's their real #1 goal, guys. They want more buyers that are using them as their agent, and they want more traffic to their open houses. This is kind of what they want. When you leave these phrases, when you go away from these points and you talk about leads, you know what happens? They tune out. They just tune out. I can tell you firsthand that when we were doing a lot of testing, Sean and I would take calls. Matter of fact, we tested again yesterday. We actually were hitting a different segment, a different geography, and we tested, and we would say, you know, once you get past the pleasantries, and one of them called into the office and said, yeah, well, so what do you guys do? And they're asking us, and Sean, I don't remember if it was Sean or me, but it was, yeah, we've got a marketing system that generates leads for realtors. You know, it's a software, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't hear them, but I could imagine their groan as we're saying this, right? Because this is all they want to know. This is it, guys, right here. Listings, so to Casey and Larry, more buyers using them as like buyer's agents and more traffic to open houses. Beyond this, they don't really care. Now, why do they care? Why do they want more listings? Somebody said it earlier, and I don't remember. Yeah, Casey said commissions and somebody else. But, like, look at this. Oh, Larry, I love it. I'm going to use that. Credit to Larry W., but I'm going to use that phrase in, like, 2 minutes. Commission breakdown on a $500,000 house, which, if you're in California, is a fixer-upper. If you're in my neighborhood, it's pretty dang nice. It's nicer than my house, probably. $500,000, that's a $30,000 commission. $15,000 typically, you know, to each the buyer and the seller side. So if they're doing both, oh my God, right? A lot of money. But you can see the money. And they split with what they call their broker. Most realtors are not the broker. There's usually a broker that holds like the master license, so to speak, and the realtors are like sales agents under him or her. But in the commission goes anywhere from like 50-50 to some places the realtors even get 100% less a fee. But as you can imagine, at $30,000, there's money to go around, and that $30,000 commission sounds a lot sexier than that average income of $46K that we talked about earlier, right? Because I guarantee you that if we could pull all 2 million realtors, men or women, young or old, none of them got into business to make $46K. I promise you they did not. And like Larry just said, it had me cracking up. It was so well put. MLS, that's the multiple listing service, that's like their JV broker. That's their joint venture partner for their signed listings. Yeah, Mark, I'll shoot it to you. Anybody who wants a copy of the PowerPoint, you know what I'll do is we'll put a link to it, and Vanessa, if you can remind me, I'll give you the PowerPoint and we'll put it on a link. We'll send a replay to you guys, and you're welcome to have it. So this is everything that matters, and if it's not about this, then it doesn't matter. This is the truth. Anything that isn't about commissions, money, etc., they start to tune out. Now, there are some smart ones that realize leads equal listings and stuff, but the verbiage that you use is so important. And you can ask Sean on my team, when he was saying we generate leads or we have a unique marketing system software, we tested all the various phrases and words. And when we stuck with lead gen, it was a loser, a big loser. So we built this system for ourselves, and we shared out with some. There's a very small group, and there's never going to be a large group, even though it wouldn't matter with 2 million agents. But the reality is we created something in our paint by number series going after real estate profits, going after these agents. Remember, not commercial, not investors, residential realtors, the one where there's tons and tons of them, right? This is kind of what we're... Holy cow, I'm moving to Toronto. Quick aside, I have to stop the press. Casey just said the Toronto market average house sale is $1 million. Casey, holy cow, I had no idea. Average earning in Australia, this is a great stat. Your name didn't come through, but thank you. 58,000 Australian, which is about 42K US. So $1 million's a shack in Australia. Holy cow, you guys, if you man, we all need to be doing this in Toronto. But all right, so let me get down and dirty. This is our client getting system, our result getting system, where we strip out the fluff and the BS. I try to do that in general, but we took it a step further this time. And this is net. What do you got to do to make money? What do you got to do to get clients? What matters and what doesn't matter, right? That's kind of what we're talking about here. Like, here's an example. I don't know if Beverly's still here. Let's see if she left. Hang on, let me check. Beverly's here. Okay. Beverly made this script. She's on the call. And we do a lot of testing and split testing because, honestly, if you don't split test, I hate to say it, but I'm going to call you an idiot. You're crazy. One of our members, our Voice Drop members, did this script to lawyers the other day, and it bombed. And I'm thinking, I wonder if he split tested. So I got to reach out to this guy, and I suspect the answer is no. But Beverly created this script, and it was one of 16 that we split tested. It was number 2 or 3 in results. It was really good, and it's very in your face. Like if you're a real estate agent. Hello, this is Bart Murray. Bart, sorry, your name's on the screen. Do you need prospective buyers or sellers? This marketing system or our marketing system really works. Tested in the Atlanta market. Call me back. And here is the stats on one of our tests. We did 157 messages. We got 42 callbacks. That's 42 realtors that called back. They knew that you were selling them something. Nothing was hidden. It's not keeping something from them, right? So, wow. We'll have to come back. We'll come back to these Toronto and Vancouver things. I'm seeing these posts. You guys see crazy numbers. So when you look at this simple script used with our voice system generated a heck of a lot of callbacks, as you can see. And I didn't invent it. I tested it and stuff. Beverly on this call invented it, not me. It's extremely good. But you know what? For every winner, there was a lot of losers. And the only way you know what the winners are is by testing. We did email and share all of them in the system. But, you know, we got this one back. I received 3 emails from you in the past 2 weeks from your drip campaign. And we give you exactly what we do. I'm a broker and have a few questions about your service. Please reach out to me. That's good. Sterling, yes, sir. So, right, when you're looking at this, these are the kind of, I don't know about you, but whether you're part-time in in the local IM business, whether you're full-time, whether you're dabbling in e-com, whether you're selling T-shirts. Well, by the way, who wants to do a call? A quick aside. I know I'm not supposed to do this. It breaks the rules, but I'm doing an in-depth call for our Revenue Boosters Mastermind on e-com, and I'm going to do a two-parter. If any of you guys want to attend, let me know, and we'll give you some intel on that. It's just really interesting, just data and feedback. I'll show you where I'm losing and where I'm winning, but the whole point is we're testing a heck of a lot of stuff, and some things work and some things don't work, right? And in terms of proof, I can tell you those kind of things all day long. I saw this graphic and I was cracking up and I was looking for an image. Why is everybody in line, right? I don't know. I just saw everyone standing there, figured it must be good. How many people feel like that, right? So it's crazy. So let me give you some social proof. Oh, Dave Miranda, I'm sorry your email's here. I should have deleted y'all's emails. Please forgive me. Do not email David Miranda. He's a super good dude. But this is David was one of our testers when we kind of broadened it outside of our team. And we used one of his agents to get results for his agent to make David look good, right? That was the point of the testing. As you can see, he starts with phenomenal, all caps, conversation with my agent. Couple questions, then he asks some questions. How much is it going to cost? We should talk soon. This is David, who's a local marketer, really good dude out in California. Glenn, phenomenal guy. I just grabbed this post out of Facebook. Wow. Just marketed to my list of realtors, 150 of them. After 20 minutes, he talked to 2 people, got 6 other callbacks. The 2 I talked to were already kind of planning for 2017. This is a month or so ago. Client, fired up, right? He's super happy. How about this for first world problems? Too many prospects. Steve Johnson is a really active member of ours, super good guy. Dad of 3, active with sports, with his wife, with his business, and he's helped us on a lot of things. Just at the end of the day, when, out of every 20 people, 1 or 2 are just hardcore workers and hustlers, he's one of those guys. He just makes it happen. But even Steve said, I can't keep up with it. Too many prospects. And I'm cracking up when he posts this. You guys may know Lisa Curry. She's super nice in Maryland. And she's talking to Steve because we have a Facebook group, and she's chatting him up, and Steve had given her some advice. And you're awesome, Steve. I did some variations. I got 6 calls back from interested prospects. Then I did your script and got a deluge of 20 plus. And she's like, I got 5 appointments set up. That's not bad, but that's December 1st. Then I saw her post this. She doesn't know I did this, but I saw on December 6th, awesome sauce, could be the word of the day. She got her first client signed up. He took the low package. So, she's excited, but the neat thing is with the social proof, like we got this guy Shane down in Louisiana, and Shane, I saw a post about insurance and about real estate, and he got 33 callbacks kind of emulating this in insurance, right? And realtors are fired up, looking forward, to what he's doing. He's already kind of emulating our system and what's working. And, I don't know Shane Hall at all. I'd like to meet him, but phenomenal. Steve, the guy I told you is a worker, he's closing multiple deals a week. And you can see it here, another deal getting done. This guy, Thad, 140 messages. His phone rang for 15 minutes straight. He only got to answer 5. He was cracking up because who else is going to complain, right? Who else is going to complain about this? Steve Megleby, yeah, we'll absolutely talk about it. It's a really good question. So let me just tell you a little bit more. I wanted to give you that proof from other people instead of me or our team. Really what we did this time is I took out I hate to say it, internet marketers and Southern Baptist preachers, of who I've got a few buddies that are preachers and reverends and ministers. They like to hear themselves talk. And they add a lot of fluff, and they create a compelling story and message. They're both very good at it. Successful internet marketers and people that are, speaking to a crowd, professional speakers or ministers, right? But what I said is let's be different. I said instead of hour-long modules, I don't know about you guys. Whenever I go, I take a lot of training classes. I buy stuff from various marketers, and when they're an hour to 2 hour long, I sometimes glaze over and disconnect a little bit. So I said, can I not be 20, 25 minutes or less every time? Can I not just get to the bloody point? So we did it a little different this time, and so we did that. We got to the bloody point, so to speak. You can see the modules out of the members area. I sliced and diced some screenshots here, all in our system. And, what do we talk about? And I'm not going to assign values or stacking, any of that stuff. Let me just tell you guys what we talk about. Why real estate is this hidden gem. Guys like David Sprague and Brian, me, have been negative on it for a long time. But when you kind of crack the code, there's a heck of a lot of agents that you can have a lot of at-bats. Even if you screw up, you're still going to get business. I can tell you firsthand. We screw up all the time and we still get business. Why our PBN system is all you need to tap into this market. What to expect in the course, right? This is it. So this is what you need. So the second one is a niche deep dive. You got to understand the market. You have to. If you were in our automotive course, you'll know that the reason automotive worked, and some of you like Patty and Elizabeth, I know, came to our events, when we got down real low level with automotive, and you have to do that kind of stuff. So I wanted to expose real estate, the hot buttons, but maybe not as intense where it takes tons and tons of time to learn. Let's just get to what matters, and nothing, and what doesn't, let's ignore it. Residential and commercial, we go into that. How much do they make? How much will they spend? All these kind of things with a little more detail, right? How to get a list. Because if you don't have a list, somebody else, David Oxford, I think, hey David, David Oxford earlier said, one of his agents that he's speaking to, their goal this year is to get their own list so they can market to. It's a pretty smart agent. Whether they have it or not, they realize the issue and they have to have it. Email, phone, both. Where do you get it? Get it in Fiverr. I mean, you could. It just wouldn't be as good. Excuse me. So fourth module, what about clients? Client acquisition. So really there's two sides to any niche. Getting clients and fulfilling, right? So how to get prospects, brokers and agents, realtor agents, right, calling you. How to get them to email or call you right away. That's all that matters. Anything beyond that first bullet point is fluff. It's something you don't need to know. It's the weeds. So the second point, the real case study data. Bev's here. She was part of the case study. Detailed split tests. So when I mean detailed, we did a pretty good job. Credit to all the people that participated, and our team, Sean Campbell and our team did a great job. The beauty is you can duplicate what we did. That's the point. So that instead of it only working for, this one person because he or she has a special skill, this is a commodity skill that you can plug and play. So, when you get clients, you got to fulfill for them. And somebody earlier asked about them. I think it was Steve. Steve Magleby asked about the fulfillment, right? So, what do you do? Hands-free fulfillment. Because Steve said, how, right? How do I fulfill painlessly? So we show you exactly what we do, and you can do the same thing. Even if you're working, I know Elizabeth, you had, and I haven't caught up with you in a while, but you were working at IBM. You could do this while you work at IBM, even with the crazy travel schedule and stuff, right? You can do this. And once again, we give you the real case study data that you can plug and play and duplicate with the split tests, because that's what's important. If you can't emulate it, if only rockstar person one can do it, well, what good is it? And the point is that anybody can do it, and that's why I gave you all that social proof. 6, pricing. It's all about money. If you don't know how much to charge, you're either going to leave money on the table or you're going to charge so much that you're not going to get any deals. And you got to know how to bundle and package so that you can get as much money as you can, and what to upsell and what not to do. There's a lot of what nots to do. Once again, it's got to be duplicatable. You have to be able to emulate so that you don't have to create your own thing. We do some sales role play because, like I mentioned earlier, we learned in our real world experience that talking about real estate lead gen bad. Talking about the points that I gave you earlier, good. So we get into all that. Matter of fact, we're doing another live call on it, I think, in a few days on this exact subject. But honed in specifically to the market, and you're able to see exactly what worked and what didn't work. And we just did this case study call. It's fresh, brand new. We did it yesterday or the day before, I think. One of our members, total star, he peeled back kind of the onion into his business, right? What does he charge? How is he doing this with real estate hands-free? How is he defying David Sprague, Brian Anderson, all the guys that said real estate was horrible? This guy is so successful with this exact system that we're doing. I saw somebody post this earlier. This guy went out and got a real estate license so he can make even more money than we talk about. And I kid you not, that is verbatim what he did. Went out and got a real estate license. And he's up in the north central. So let's see. We put together sales flyers. Actually, when I say we, a super cool member named Kristen Bedard. If you don't know her, you should. She's awesome. She's kind of helped and did this for us. How many of you ever said, dang, I need a proposal? Let me use yours. And a lot of times people don't like to give it out. Straight up, I know most marketers don't like to give theirs out. I'm positive because I sat around and talked with some of these guys and they always talk about how they duck that question. Well, so we're giving you the exact proposal we're using verbatim. This isn't it. This was just a cool, I don't have a fancy looking cover page on ours, but we give our exact proposal to you, right? So you don't have to think about it. The proposal maps to the pricing. That pricing took less than 30 minutes to go through. There's no fluff, and I don't say every point in the training 6 times. If you want to hear it again, rewind. Seriously, I just thought a novel concept would be brevity, keeping it short, concise, to the point. We also packaged up some software, worked out a deal with another internet marketer I know named B1Z, and this is included. It's a WordPress plugin to basically send emails, guys, email marketing software. So you don't have to pay for a monthly fee service or anything like that. You can. Like, I use this and SendGrid, and I just like SendGrid. I admit I spend like 29 bucks a month on it, honest. But I just like it. But you don't have to. You can use this because you won't have my bias because you're not doing what I'm doing in SendGrid. So, let's see. Put together on the bonus side, and I'm not going to get all fired up, but I put together, to the best of my ability, a gigantic list of realtors around the country, names, emails, etc., enough to give everybody that buys 1,000 unique contacts, emails, etc., and maybe more, and without duplicating to any of you at all. Matter of fact, you'll probably be able to get a couple extra thousand, I suspect, because I'm close to 2 million. I did a pretty good job on this. So this is available for all you guys. You know we like Facebook groups, and the reason we like Facebook groups is the same reason some marketers, some internet marketers don't like Facebook groups. First of all, I've got nothing to hide. I don't mind if you say something negative to me. I don't take it personal. I am a big enough boy that it doesn't bother me criticism. I try to improve things based on feedback. I don't want to go run and hide and quit, take my basketball and go home, right? I don't do that. I do the best that I can to listen to other people's opinions, like John Marenko, good friend of mine up in Chicago, great internet marketer, gave me some great feedback. I adapted it. You know why? Because John's smart. He's a 7-figure marketer. I like him. So in our little mastermind group, we do this and we focus on it. The same reason people duck these because they don't want to be accountable, I kind of like being accountable. It's important to me. If only my diet and workout plan had a Facebook mastermind, dude, give me a break. I'd be all over that if I could do it virtually, right? And then lastly, I give you an intro, 2 weeks, including credits that you never have to pay me for. It's like a $200 value. I give it to you to use. And because it's part of what we do, and you need to do what I'm doing. And you can use them. You can have my team do all the work, etc., on my dime for the. I can't make it free because of the way the system works. So if you want that bonus, you got to pay $1. But you don't have to pay back. You can use, $200 worth of stuff, and you don't have to pay anything back at all. So that's the other bonus we put together. Obviously, we do a guarantee. All of you guys are internal, past customers, friends, etc. So you already know that we honor our word. If it doesn't make sense, and it won't, for 2-3% of you, historically, over the last 7 years, 2% of the people that buy my stuff quit. Sometimes it's Brian's fault, sometimes it's their fault, sometimes it's nobody's fault. But that's okay, because we do this no questions asked thing, and we don't take offense at it at all. What else? I guess the question that's probably on your mind is, can I afford it? I missed out when you did the charter member thing, and you did, honestly. I'm not going to lie to you. You did. So the question is, can you afford it? And I think the answer is, I hope so. I think the answer is yes. So let's see. I say instead of can you afford it? Vanessa, will you put the link in there? I don't want to mess up the slides. Can you afford to miss it? Can you afford to not have it? Excuse me, you guys. I apologize. So, can you afford not to have it? And Vanessa's going to put the link in the chat, I think, or you know what? I better do it. She may have walked out. She's been down at the office, but we are expecting a snowstorm in Atlanta, and she may have left. Let's see. So let me put. Oh, she put it out there.
I wouldn't leave without saying goodbye.
No, thanks, Vanessa. Yeah, no, I appreciate you putting it in there. You guys. Oh my God, I'm dying, man. All right, can you afford not to? Right. I'm going to be strict on this. We're going to do 100 seats. I did a charter member deal to people that were in voice drops and people in revenue boosters. And some of the revenue boosters, the more elite members, they got for free. I'm not going to lie to you. So I'm going to do, it'll be 100 members. You'll notice I'm not doing very much with JVs. So really, I may do 1 or 2 things, but things are changing, and I prefer to work with my own customers internally rather than to work with a lot of other marketers' customers. There are a few marketers that I enjoy working with them and their customers, but the number continues to dwindle, unfortunately. So there'll be 100 seats available, and let me see if I can. I did pretty good, 45 minutes, you guys. Hang on. And I will not break the hour mark. My goal is that I do not keep you on the phone longer than you need to be on the call. So, all right. So the charter member seats are sold out. So the course is $197. I bet you were thinking $297 just because based on past history. So I made it $197. But what I will do, actually it was Vanessa's idea, I made 20 seats available at the same charter member price of $97. So you can fix the mistake that you made by not. If you were one of the ones that had an opportunity to be a charter member, I'll give the first 20 of you the $97 price point, and then once that happens, Vanessa's going to change the price back to $197. So that's the price. Either way, you win because it's a home run. I could basically put 50 to 100 slides up of social proof, but instead I decided that we should talk about other stuff. So this is the let's see. Yeah, Vanessa's awesome. Yeah, Vanessa's not scared of snow, right, Patty? I bet she is. She's a chicken, Patty, but a good one. She's super sweet. But you guys, I would love to have those of you that are intrigued, interested, for under $100. I promise you, the net result and the social proof and the market that's virtually impossible for, I could sell 1,000 of these and it wouldn't matter. There's 2 million realtors. But I'm not going to. I mean, this is it. So if you don't get in now, it'll be shut down, and we'll probably open it up in a year. At some kind of reason, Black Friday, maybe we'll do it at $197 or something like that. But this is it. So I am gonna have to go get a water in a second. Let's see. That's the deal, guys. So this is what I put together. I'm not going to recap it all. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. Oh, Vanessa literally just brought me a water. When I mean super sweet, she's not, oh my God. So I'm not going to recap. I'm not going to do any of that stuff because I said I wanted to be brief, to the point, and net it out. So the first 20 of you can have the $97 price. Other than that, you're going to get $197. There's no upsell. Robert's in. I address 100%. Oh, look in the, shoot. Sorry, Sunita. Oh my God. I'm going to take a second to drink this water that she brought me, you guys. I don't know what it is. There's the link, and give me 1 second to have a sip of water, and then I'll be right back.
No, it has been such a dry winter that the air literally has hurt my face. I have been dry coughing for weeks now. But while Brian's getting some water, I'm here in the questions box. Anything you want to know, I'm right here to answer any questions that you have.
Oh, Vanessa, thanks a lot, you guys. Yeah, I really should put some whiskey in that water, Robert, no doubt. No, welcome, Robert. And Sterling said, what about fulfillment? Yeah, 100% fulfillment is addressed. Sterling, it's 50% of the product. 50% getting clients, 50% painlessly fulfilling, so that you don't have to stress. There's a pretty cool marketer that's in the group. His name's Tom, and he asked a question to Steve and I yesterday on a call. He said, guys, how much time realistically am I going to end up dealing with a client? Now, this guy Tom's a member, and he's trying to understand his time commitment. Probably 20 minutes a month. So that's a straight scoop answer. I'd like to tell you none, but that'd be a lie. So let's see. We are providing, John B. John asked a great question. What is it that you provide to the agents? We provide what they want, John. We provide, ready? I'm so glad you asked. I should have made a slide about it. You can tell that I've never done this presentation, so I haven't honed it. And since I'm not going to do it all the time, I'm not really going to hone it. But so, John, here's what we do. We give them homeowners that call them about possibly listing their home, or finding out the value of their home, or we give them renters that want to buy a home as a first-time home buyer and want to attend an open house. We give them some customized campaigns that speak exactly to their pain points and their hot buttons on what they want. So that's what we give them and what we provide to them. Welcome, Steve Miggleby. Let's see. Yeah, David, I can't speak to that. You get in trouble if you start making income claims, and I try not to. But people are landing multiple clients. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, some Cuervo, Jose. We were just talking about tequila. We had a Mexican lunch, David, with the team at this place called Blue Azul or something like that. And everybody was ordering their drinks. And, you know, the waitress at those kind of restaurants, it's the middle of the day. And they're like, would you like a margarita, a beer, you know, a cerveza? And I'm like, I'd like an unsweet tea, please. Vanessa got a water and I got an unsweet tea. It was pretty funny. Vanessa, can you help Sunita? I don't know the answer to that, but if you can help Sunita. Yeah, thank you. Whoever said the targeted message dartboard slide can be an excellent message to realtors. Yeah, I'll test that out and include it for sure. So, hey, welcome, Ken Collier. So Voice Drops is a monthly fee service. I mean, it has a hard cost. Bart asked, does it come with Voice Drops? So the best I could do is give you $200 worth of Voice Drops. Yeah, $200. I am so sure. How's this for confidence? I am betting $200 on everyone that buys this course that you will be successful and want to leverage our Voice Drop system. I am betting that because I already know the answer. I don't really bet. Other than, hey, I bet you $1 I can race you to the corner with one of my kids, right? I'm not a bettor. But if I was, and in this case I guess I am betting $200, which I'm giving you a ton of credits, Bart, so that you can use the system without having to buy anything else. And if you don't get results, then you obviously wouldn't want to use it. But so I'm betting on that. Let's see. We're coughing constantly in Australia from pollen-induced asthma in the Aussie summer. Yeah, no doubt. Toronto is now in. I would love, Casey, maybe our friends in Toronto and Vancouver, and Elizabeth's up there. I think, Elizabeth, you're outside. Are you in, is it Gatineau? I can't remember the exact town you're in, but maybe we could do a call where you guys kind of do a brief on the market in Canada, because very, very intriguing on those dollar amounts you guys are dropping on Vancouver and Toronto. Welcome, John Mulder. Yeah, it works in Canada fine, Ivan. Good question, though. I should have said that, so thank you for asking that. So we use email and voice drops, John B., to generate the client, like the results that I showed you earlier in the slides, like the inbound emails and the sample scripts, like one of the ladies on the call, Beverly, had created that one. And we use that to generate the client. We do the same thing on the fulfillment side. And I've got messages, you know, because I use call tracking, so I track when the inbound calls happen. So typically agents, John, get about 5 to 8 calls a day following our model. And not all of them are good. They're not getting 5 to 8 listings a day. Then I would be in Marketer La La Land if I said that, right? We all know Marketer La La Land. That's that place that happens on PowerPoint slides when the price is $9.97 and the world is promised to you. No, I would like to tell you that's the case, but yeah, 5 to 8, 5 to 10 calls from homeowners who may want to list their house, not 100%, but they may want to list their house, or they want to find out the value of their home, which creates a little bit of a connection, or they're interested in an open house, and they're either a renter or a homeowner. That's it, and so that's kind of what we do. Yeah, Steve Magleby, yes. Rob Bishop, I can give you a workaround in the UK that wouldn't involve voice drops that would work for you. Try it out. If you're not happy, I got your back, so it's totally cool. But I have a solution that I think will work in the UK for you. And I might be able, I've been working on the UK and Australia for a year with voice drops. I'm getting close on the UK. It's always harder than you think. Welcome, Sunita, and let's see. All right. Yeah, Robert just said, let me share, Robert K. just said, yes, voice drops works with exclamation points. No, it really does. Yeah, Elizabeth's in Toronto, okay. Yeah, real estate in Canada is expensive. I truly didn't know that. Sunita, you're Pittsburgh, not Canada, right? Yeah, you're Pittsburgh. So the hottest market in North America is Toronto. I had no idea. Let's see, average price of homes went up 20% there. Wow. Yeah, I really didn't know. Yeah, we will have a replay, Robert. Vanessa's doing a recording. So what I'll do is, just being straight, the first 20 get the same charter member price, which is 97 or 99. Vanessa made the price up on that, 99 or 7. I don't remember what I told her. I usually say $100, and then she marketizes it. And then after that, it's only $197. So you're getting a deal, I promise. You are getting a deal. A steal, actually. Yeah, Wes Grace, if that's the case, we can figure out how to activate those and give you all those credits if you did that. Vanessa, we can absolutely help Wes out. So, Wes, I think you'll be surprised how valuable that will be. Yeah, Hans, I can't speak to, I suspect that's my friend in Las Vegas, but I actually just talked to him an hour ago, but I guess that's competitor love, but, you know, whatever. Works fine for me. Let's see. What else? Yeah, here's a good one. Ken Collier said, Ken said, even those who don't end up listing their home with the realtor now become great additions to a follow-up list for the agent. Very well said. David had said earlier on the call that one of his agents who's, I can't remember if he said new or struggling's goal for the year was to really build up that database. And like any business, if they don't have that database, that's the difference between, you know, the referral network and stuff, the ones that are successful and who are not. Let's see. Yeah, so guys, man, it sounds like Toronto is very interesting. Let's see. Yes, Mark DeFinney. Yes to that. Yeah, Elizabeth, maybe we can meet. How many of you guys are in Toronto? I would love to actually come to Toronto. I can rent like a. I like the Canadian Pacific hotels. There's one in Montreal I always stay at, but maybe we can meet there, get a little conference room, and do. I'm doing a live event at the end of the month. It's absolutely free, you guys, here in Atlanta. There's nothing for sale. I'm not even going to let anybody buy voice drops there. Like you literally won't be able to buy anything. Completely free. If you can make it, we'd love to have you. Any of you on this call. If you can't, chat about it because I would like to come to Toronto and see that. No, Ken, man, Ken Santucci is one of the nicest guys. He said it's worth way more than double what you're charging. Honestly, you guys, after a number of years, and Ken, you understand, man, we've been friends a long time. When I started making kind of training products and materials, here's what I did, and you guys will understand. First thing I did is shared stuff that was working at our company, and at the time I hadn't rebranded it. It used to be called Peachtree SEO. So I shared like this Google Places cheat sheet, and I know a lot of guys, man, they gloss, they glam everything up, and they put the lipstick on, and then they sell things, right? All I did is just dump it out there, and we sold at $33, I think almost 4,000 copies. So it was very successful. But what it wasn't a complete, it was what I would call a point solution. It was very tactical. It addressed the Google Places issue and how to get ranked. But it didn't get into clients. It didn't get like Steve earlier asked about fulfillment. It wasn't soup to nuts. So what I try to do now, even if it's not at a 10-foot level, now this is at a 10-foot level. This is exactly what to do. This isn't 100,000 feet. This is 10 feet. So I try to address the complete solution in most cases. And I just think that's what a lot of people need. Let's see. Yeah, I'm happy to help. We just had some Australians over the other day, about a month ago at the office. Your name shows empty field, so I can't acknowledge your name. We're happy to work on the language. You know what? Try it out. If we can help kind of get you off the ground, awesome. And if we can't, you can absolutely do it using our system from Australia and the U.S. We have people here that are doing it. But if we can't get it to your standards, we're happy to give you a refund. We're happy. At the end of the day, I love working with people in Australia and New Zealand. The attitude is so phenomenal in general. People are just great. No. Oh, let me clarify. David Guthrie, thank you. It is not. It is $97 to buy the Paint by Numbers course. It's $197 if you don't get one of the initial charter seats that we opened back up. So that's the price of the product. Let's see. Yeah, Kristen said, I just requested one of the custom agent lists. Excited. Welcome. I got to pronounce this one right. Musashi? Musashi, where are you located? Musashi K. Welcome, Edgar. Casey's in Toronto. Edgar, I think you're in Toronto. Sunita's not that far because she's in Pittsburgh. Yeah, I know you're on the cruise, Patty. I cannot believe I'm having to miss the cruise this year. I have a multi-generational, is it 4 or 3, family trip, like 3 weeks later on a cruise, and I have like lofty goals this year, and I didn't want to spend the first two of the first 6 weeks of the year on a boat. I just knew that would be a mistake. Hey, Ken Santucci, Patty says, hey. Yeah, real fast for those of you asking about Atlanta. Vanessa, can you put the link in the chat for the Atlanta event? David, it's completely free. It's like a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The Thursday is an immersion workshop day. Friday and Saturday are more typical conference kind of style. Matter of fact, if you guys don't know, Patty, who's on the line, was at one Mario Brown and I did in 2011. Patty, same hotel. And Patty solved our name tag issue. She's like a machine, or she was that day. It was unbelievable. Yeah, Kristen, it's like the Thursday the 28th or something. I don't remember the date, but Vanessa will post it and you'll see it. Yeah, the order form says no. Look, if you buy and you're not happy, it's a 30-day guarantee. We'll have to fix the order form. I think that's a default on the order form, John. But no, you're good. We saw you in Kansas City. Okay. Yeah, welcome, Mark. Okay, Robert. Yeah, well, I'm excited about this whole Toronto thing. I have to wait till it gets slightly warmer, like March maybe. Let's see. Wow, Kristen Bedard just found a flight, $137 round trip for the event on Southwest. That's amazing. So
You sold out of your 20 charter seats. Can I add 20 more for him?
no.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like we just sold out of the 20 charter seats. But what I will do is, Vanessa wants to add more. We're not going to do that, you guys. I will, while we're on the call and briefly thereafter, leave that available. But Vanessa, before you leave to go home, let's change the price back. Just, it's the right thing to do, and it's what we said we would do. No, David, for sure. Yeah, definitely come on down. Wow. Walt paid $1.25 from Boston. That's awesome. And yeah, hang on. Well, you know what, guys? That's it. I'm not going to sit here and pressure you. I welcome all of you, and I hope this makes sense. Yes, Mark Tiffany, if you did, yes. And Robert, shoot an email or something if you need to on that, Robert K. All right, let's see. So let me do a quick link. I think I just saw Vanessa posted it, and then I'll go to the link. It'll just give me something to show on the screen or whatever. Let's see. I need to do that. Hang on a second. We get like a window open, and here we go. There we go. Here's the dates. Patty, I think you were even in one of these pictures. I used some old pictures that I had. Yeah, the 25th through the 28th. It's really the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But if people are in Wednesday night and you want to grab a bite to eat or a beer or an iced tea, if that's better, totally cool. So yeah, no cost. Thursday will be immersion style at the event, you guys. Friday and Saturday will be more speaker training, but it'll be different than your typical internet marketing conference. No speakers selling anything, no speakers that don't do things. Matter of fact, Walt, who's on the call, agreed to do a presentation, and I'm excited about that. And I'm trying to twist Wayne Bosinger, who's a super successful seven-figure guy, to fly in and do a PPC presentation. But I'll piece them together with quality strategies that are real-world based that work. But there is nothing to buy. You cannot. Matter of fact, you will not be able to buy voice drops. You will not be able to buy anything. So let's see what else. The hotel. I think it's $109. Nikki said for the hotel room. But it's a good hotel. It's convenient. Matter of fact, one of our teams stayed there last night. Let's see. Yeah, Patty was actually at every one of these events. That's right. I know you were. Let's see. Oh, awesome. I love it. I want to know who the Australian is. You got to give me your name. Yeah, Walt, the standard rate's $135. I think I saw the contract. I'm going to go by there and I gotta sign the new contract. These event salespeople are ridiculous, but I gotta go sign something else, and then they're gonna give us a code that'll change the rate. Yeah, Walt got a government rate, very cool, for $120. Okay, you guys, but that's kind of the deal, right? So this is the live event. There's nothing to buy. I do ask for anybody coming. It's $99 is a registration fee, and here's why. And you get your money back. I don't want to keep it. I'm not going to try to get you to give it to me, anything like that. I just need to make sure that 100 people don't tell me they're coming and then not show up, and then I'm out, $7K or something to the hotel or something big. So all it is to hold a spot. You show up, I'm just going to have Vanessa or somebody will refund your money right away. But that's it. Oh, hey, Dave. Hey, cheers. Thank you. I didn't know that was you because it shows empty field on the webinar. Let's see. So that is Yeah, Sunita, I'll have to take a picture of my face. Sunita gave me some oils and stuff. Anyway, I'll tell you about that another day, but it's the constant struggle. But, all right. Well, guys, any other questions? Anything I can answer right now? Last time I'll put up that PowerPoint. Sounds like we sold out of the charter. We'll leave those open until Vanessa heads home today. She's going to try to beat the... Apparently, we might get a ½ inch or an inch of snow, and so the city is like on freak-out mode right now. So I'm excited to see how that unfolds here. It's kind of crazy.
I have to go get my milk and bread. I can't not have my milk sandwiches if it snows.
That's very important. I know. My wife already told me, hey, go by the store and get some milk, get some bread, etc. So anyway, you guys, well, listen, Thursday, I think 9 a.m., Christian, so you'll be fine, though, if you get there a little bit later, you know, depending on your flight, because we're going to do immersion style that day, so it's time on your business that we work with you, so you'll be okay. Anyway, right? Yeah, no, it's the city, it's not us. I lived in Leominster, Walt, outside of Boston. I'm totally comfortable in the snow, but yeah, the city doesn't have the right equipment, and they didn't invest in the equipment. So if serious snow or ice comes, the city just completely shuts down. Anyway, so that is it. Well, listen, I welcome you guys. I hope you agree it's a good deal and join in with us. And we look forward to having you participate. And even if not, maybe you can come to the event. It's free. The price is right. We'd love to have you. And if not, let's just catch up. Don't be a stranger, and let's share and let us know what you got going on, and we'll do the same, and we will talk to you very soon. Take care, you guys, and have a very nice rest of the week as we head into the weekend, and be safe, depending on where you are. Be safe, you know, weather-wise. So take care. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.